Hi everybody, my name is Kada, and
on October 3rd, 2025, Philadelphia police were called to 6600 Sprague Street on a report of a stolen car. When police arrived, they were approached by the car's owner, who was a food delivery driver. He told them he left his car running as he was delivering a pizza. He saw an unknown black male wearing all black enter his car and peel off. He described his car as a black 2008 Hyundai Accent hatchback. Police searched the area but had no luck finding the car. For a city like Philadelphia, with a crime rate above the national average, particularly violent crimes, a car theft wasn't top priority. However, less than 24 hours later, there will be a crime that will become top priority for nearly every cop in the city. It will be the case of 23-year-old Kada Scott, who unexpectedly vanished from her job without a trace.
Something is off, it's out of place. She would never do something like this. So I don't know what's going on.
What's troubling about this case is, number one, you have a 23-year-old young lady who has completely disappeared. We have no cell phone activity or social media activity, and she's not reached out to family or friends.
Kada Scott's family is offering a reward of over $10,000 to anyone who has information that will lead them to her.
Like s'more?
The disappearance of 23-year-old Philadelphia native Kada Scott will first be known to the public outside of Philly on October 8, 2025. This is when her story will first be aired on the local news.
Her family tells me that they are very worried tonight. Now, her family has put up posters outside of her place of work. This is where she was last seen on Saturday. The family is hoping somebody will see this and come forward.
Kada's story will quickly pick up steam and make national and international headlines. Kada had gone missing on October 4th, 4 days prior to the news picking up her story. She was last seen leaving her job at the Terrace, an assisted living facility in the Chestnut Hill section of Philadelphia.
What's more concerning is police say prior to Kada's disappearance, she reported being harassed by someone through the phone. But police and family say they don't know who it is.
Any information, no matter how small, it would be of great use to detectives investigating this case.
While thousands of people followed the case daily and hoped for the best outcome, sadly, on October 18th, 2 weeks after she went missing, her remains were found in a shallow grave behind a vacant school in Philadelphia.
We begin to go back into that area where we will locate a shallow grave after being able to remove some of the debris back there, able to locate the body of a human being. All indications at this point is that it's a female.
Days later, her death will be ruled a homicide, and the cause will be from a gunshot wound to the head. Kada was born on November 18, 2001, in Philadelphia to Kevin Scott and Kimberly Matthews. Not much is known of her childhood at this point, but from all accounts, she was smart, kind, and excelled in school. She had a deep love for fashion and art since a child, and that passion would follow her into adulthood.
what's up y'all? So I'm gonna go with this red Ed Hardy top and black Ed Hardy top along with this Ed Hardy skirt and see how it looks, but I can't reach it, so thank you. And this is what the back looks like. So let's go.
After graduating from high school at Eastern Academy in 2019, she attended Penn State, where she earned a bachelor's degree in communication arts and sciences. While at Penn, she was a cheerleader and also designed her own clothing line, which she named K Couture.
A young lady with a bright future above all.
In June of 2021, while still in college, Kada started her own spa business. This was a true testament to her unwavering drive and determination.
I want to make my summer plan and my education plan and stuff like that. So just start this journey.
Kada seemed to always be looking for a new adventure. So in the summer of 2025, months before her family reported her missing, she participated in the Miss Pennsylvania beauty pageant, where she represented Philadelphia Township. From every account, Kada was extremely responsible and close to her family and friends. This is why when nobody heard from her for several hours after she should have been home from work, this was completely out of character.
When I texted her and I didn't get a text back, it was definitely concerning.
On the night of October 4th, 2025, she went out on a date to Topgolf. Sometime around 9 p.m. she was dropped off by her date. Her date would later claim that he tried calling her later that night, but he got no answer.
When I dropped Kada off, we had just left Topgolf. At Topgolf, Kada ordered food. I didn't, but she ordered food for the both of us. I didn't know. So she ordered hot wings, but she only liked the flakes. So I was texting her to tell her that she left her food in the car. And the whole time, she had ate all the flakes out of the hot wings and left me all the drums. So she left the food in the car on purpose because she kept on trying to tell me I need to eat. When I realized the food was in the car, I called her first. She didn't answer the phone. So now I texted her. But my text messages wasn't getting delivered.
Kada had just started her new job a few weeks prior. The drive from her house took only 5 minutes. Not long after clocking in, a co-worker overheard Kada talking on the phone. She was telling someone something to the effect of, "I can't believe you're calling me about this shit." She walked out the front door of her job and never returned. The following day, her family reported her missing after hours of calling and getting no response. Police would find her Oldsmobile Alero parked outside of her job, but there was no sign of Kada. There was also no signs of foul play when it came to her car, so her family drove it home.
She went into a job for a normal shift and she didn't finish the shift and come home. So that's when the problem started.
Mutual aid request engine to the scene of a working vehicle fire.
Just after 3:30 in the morning, Philadelphia firefighters responded to a car fire on 74th Avenue. During an investigation, it was determined that the car was intentionally set on fire. It was also determined that it was the Hyundai hatchback that had been reported stolen recently from Sprague Street. Investigators wouldn't know it at the time, but this car would be a critical part into the investigation in a desperate search for Kada.
Kada's car was found in the nursing home parking lot, but investigators say there's no security cameras on site to fill in the details.
The day following the car fire marked day 4 since Kada had went missing, and the local news was just starting to report on the story. By this time, her family had already made missing posters and were posting and passing them throughout the city.
They passed out flyers with details about Scott's disappearance. They're hoping that someone has some information.
I just pray that she's safe. I think about her if she's scared or anything. So just whoever, if somebody has her, just let her go, let her come home.
I'm so scared and I love you. Please come home. I'm nervous. I just want my daughter to come back home.
Thinking positive, she's okay, so wherever she's at, and we're gonna find her. That's what I'm thinking right now, thinking positive.
It would be learned from a few of Kada's friends that just prior to her disappearance, Kada told them she was getting harassed and threatened over the phone. The calls were coming from someone Kada didn't know.
In the days prior to her disappearance, Ms. Scott related to family and friends that unknown individuals or person had been harassing her via phone. We're investigating that. We're trying to learn more.
She didn't tell us, of course, but other her friends, and she did mention it to them, but didn't give any names, names or anything like that. So we're trying to piece everything together to find out exactly who these people are.
You can't go too far here in Mount Airy without seeing a picture of Kada Scott. Her face is on posters and flyers that are posted up across this area. Police have used canines, helicopters to search for her, and today her family began their own search. A desperate search for answers. Chopper 6 flying overhead as community members and loved ones of Kada Scott canvassed Mount Airy, looking for information that could lead them to the missing 23-year-old.
Please, if you have children, just think of your children. I just need somebody just to help. Even if you don't think it wouldn't help, just anything will help at this point.
Police say they have gotten some new tips that they're looking into now, hoping to find her.
The search for Kada would gain a boost of momentum when a large amount of police gathered at Arboretum to perform a grid search.
Police say new evidence led them to Arboretum in East Mount Airy, about 3 miles from where Scott was last seen Saturday night at her job at the Terrace at Chestnut Hill.
I'm just hurt right now. I'm filled with rage, anger right now. I'm just trying to stay strong for my cousin.
There is a massive law enforcement presence. In fact, you see buses and vans behind me. Police are now very much considering the aspect of foul play as their investigation is now center stage in Arboretum.
The park is 55 acres, but police say they're focused on the area off of East Johnson Street.
Our information had this side where cars drive in and out of, so that's where we're going to look.
Police say they're using every resource available, including hundreds of cadets lined up for a grid search, drones, crime scene units, forensic experts, and specialty trained canines, including a cadaver dog and an electronics tracing dog.
There is police activity, a large law enforcement presence at the Arboretum in Germantown. Skyforce 10 was overhead. Police are searching for Kada Scott, who was reported missing back on October 4th.
Police wouldn't say how long their investigation may take here. They did locate some clothes, but police have not made any definitive conclusions if they're connected to the investigation.
After hours of searching and tons of manpower, the police will come up empty-handed.
To this point, nothing has been found that's related to the investigation. We found some clothing items, which we have no idea if they're related to this or not.
It's a real tough situation because it's just unreal. We're going to find her. That's a fact. We're definitely going to find her. And it's going to get handled.
Things are not good, but we still are positive. Kada is alive and well somewhere, and we're going to get her home.
We're just trying to stay hopeful, and we just want, Kada to come home, and we just want some information.
We know you're praying with us. We know the city of Philadelphia is behind us. Please continue to help. Please continue to add to the tip line. Please continue to keep Kada in your prayers and this family.
We have mustard seed faith to believe that Kada will come home, and it's going to happen suddenly.
Police tell me the FBI is now assisting them in locating Kada. They tell me they are actively pursuing leads, speaking with witnesses, and executing search warrants.
Unknown to the public, Philadelphia police, in coordination with the FBI, had already honed in on the suspect. Through video surveillance, cell phone records, and tips, they were certain that 21-year-old Keon King, a Philadelphia native who had been charged with kidnapping in the past, was responsible for Kada's disappearance. Back on October 9th, just 5 days after Kada vanished, by using cell phone technology, they tracked Keon to this house on 5508 Belmar Terrace. Philadelphia police, along with the FBI, raided the house looking for Keon and any sign of Kada. Keon wasn't there, but they collected evidence such as ammunition, a tablet, 2 phones, and other items of interest. 2 women that lived there were detained, but they were released after being interviewed. Before the raid, police had already gathered a significant amount of circumstantial evidence that tied Keon to being with Kada the night she disappeared. But so far, there was no evidence pointing to the fact that Kada wasn't alive. Their main focus at this point was to find Kada and also keep certain parts of the investigation top secret.
Police would not tell me if they've interviewed any persons of interest in Kada's disappearance.
On October 14th, 5 days after the raid, the DA contacted Shaka Johnson, Keon's attorney. Attorney Johnson had represented Keon in a prior kidnapping and assault case. After contacting Keon and his parents, Keon agreed to turn himself in.
The district attorney contacted me, so listen, I understand you're representing Keon King on this first strangulation. No doubt there may be some other charges coming down the pipe, but would you surrender him? Consulted with my client, consulted with his parents, we decided to do that.
Keon refused to give a statement to police and was booked on a slew of charges.
Kidnapping for ransom, false imprisonment, and stalking. Just a few of the charges Keon King is now facing in connection to the disappearance of Kada Scott. King is 21 years old, and a judge set his bail at $2.5 million.
All right. Good morning. Just want to give you an update on the disappearance of Kada Scott, which occurred on October 4th, 11 days ago. Going to provide you an update in terms of an individual that is currently in custody for his involvement in the disappearance of Ms. Scott. However, still a lot of work needs to be done. The number one priority is locating Ms. Scott. I just want to make that very clear. And so while we are at this stage of this now, that's our priority. And so we will ask for your help in locating this vehicle, which you'll get a little more information. It's a 1999 metallic gold Toyota Camry. We need to find this car. Making this very clear, it's not to just focus on the northwest section of the city of Philadelphia. This car has traversed through the entire city. We are still treating this as if Ms. Scott is still alive, and that's why we want the public's help in trying to locate every single piece of this. I want to turn everything over to Deputy Venor to go into more details about the individual that has been taken into custody and some other pertinent facts of the investigation.
As everybody knows, we searched a very large area up in the Arboretum, and we came up really with negative results. After that time, we asked the Homicide Division, the FBI Violent Crime Task Force to enter into the investigation to assist. All right, and we continued our search, trying to track Ms. Scott's whereabouts along with anybody she may have encountered during that time. Our evidence is pretty clear that she was in communication with an individual. That individual appears to meet her very shortly after she leaves her place of work. And very shortly after that, she disappears off of the footprint. We have a lot of digital evidence, video and other, which provides us with this individual by the name of Keon, K-E-O-N, King, K-I-N-G. We believe this individual, and through our evidence, we were able to charge this individual. The district attorney was able to charge the individual with kidnapping at this point. It's very important to know we're not done our investigation. We need to find Ms. Scott, figure out where she is, or what may have happened to her to cause her to completely disappear. This individual, who does have prior history of being arrested, especially for this very same thing, this year was charged with kidnapping another female acquaintance. That case was dismissed from court, and I'll explain it. It's going to be refiled now as we're going to move forward to attempt. So he's being really charged with 2 cases today of kidnapping. And in that case, it involves assaults that occurred during the kidnapping. So we're asking the public's help. We need it more than ever. This car, you'll see a better picture of it. We sent it to you digitally. It's a gold colored Camry, 1999. It has heavy front end damage on the left front bumper. All right, I'm going to turn things over to ADA Teslowski, who could speak a little more about the charges and potentially other charges that he's facing.
What I can confirm is that our office, as of the early morning hours into the early morning hours this morning, did charge this individual with charges, the lead charge being kidnapping. You know, as we've said multiple times at this point, we do not know where Ms. Scott is. So at this point, our lead charge is kidnapping. What we're able to confirm and what I was able to charge based on is what we know, which has already been said, which is that this person, Mr. King, is the last person we believe to be in contact with her, and that he was in contact with her when she went offline, meaning her phone, everything. When I picked up this investigation, one of the things that our office also learned was that he did have a previous case. It was a 2025 case for very similar conduct, strangulation and kidnapping. That case had been withdrawn by our office based on the witness failing to appear at court. I pulled that file, and after an extensive review of it, our office made the decision to refile those charges. We believe there is enough to proceed, and we also do believe that this is a pattern for this person.
Not long after the press conference, police received an anonymous tip. The tip was for them to search behind Ada H. Lewis Middle School for Kada's body. The school had been abandoned for nearly 20 years, and neighbors described it as an eyesore and a magnet for crime.
Just over an hour after the news conference, a tip led police here to an abandoned middle school near Arboretum in Germantown. It's close to an area police had canvassed last Friday.
During their search, police found Kada's debit card, her phone case, and a pair of her glasses, but once again they didn't find Kada.
Shortly after arriving out here, we were able to locate some physical evidence which ties Miss Scott to this scene.
Just as they were ready to wrap up the search, Keon's car had been found. It was found in a condo parking lot about 15 minutes away from the school.
They say this vehicle belonged to King. They were looking for it. Had heavy front end damage to the left bumper of the vehicle. They have now located that same car, golden Toyota Camry, that they were looking for belonging to King. This morning, authorities say that they wanted to find this car because it belongs to Keon, and they think that Kada Scott may have been inside the vehicle as well. So now it is being looked over. It's going to get towed away so they can process it for evidence. And police are going to be looking at it thoroughly.
Chronologically, earlier today, we were at 6100 Ardlake Street behind the school there. Off a tip, we recovered some items that were of value. 3:10 today, received the radio call that the vehicle that we were looking for is parked in the rear of the apartment parking lot. Right now, we're just waiting for a tow. We're going to take it to M&W, which is our police garage facility, and then we'll obtain a search and seizure warrant.
So the puzzle that is the mystery of missing woman Kada Scott is slowly coming together for Philadelphia police, literally a piece at a time. We see Philadelphia police towing the vehicle at the center of this investigation. They found this car here from a tip from members of the public. It was 3 o'clock this afternoon that police responded to this East Falls gated apartment complex, and there is that 1999 Toyota Camry, believed to be used by a man named Keon King. He is the prime suspect in what police describe to be the abduction of Kada Scott. The car is now off to be searched. Police waiting for a warrant to go ahead and conduct that search of the car.
We making leeway, but it's also dead ends, so we just looking for something solid, just trying to keep our energy positive. Like, my brother said, just hoping to bring my niece home safe. What also goes through my mind is how many other people has he maybe done this to.
The day following Keon's car being found, a video was surfaced that will go viral. The video was taken in January 2025. It depicted Keon jumping the fence of his ex-girlfriend's backyard. He then walked to her back window and peered in.
Go away, bitch. Don't come over here. Karen, call the cops. Call the... It's all these kids in here. Call the cops, you dumb bitch. He coming around the window. Go that way, Cameron. Yeah, bitch, go away, bye. Go away, bye. Yep, bye. Bye. Keon out here.
About an hour later, in a separate situation that wasn't recorded, as Keon's ex-girlfriend was on her way to the store with her friend, he forced her into his car and threatened to kill her friend if she said anything. After about 15 minutes of driving, he let her go, but not before choking her and biting her on the face. His ex-girlfriend pressed charges, and Keon was arrested for kidnapping and assault. But when her nor her friend showed up for court, his charges were dropped. The massive amount of media attention that Kada's disappearance was attracting had people to start questioning if Keon should have even been out of jail. Most people blame the DA's office, and some even blamed Keon's ex for not going to court. His ex-girlfriend never fully explained why she didn't go to court, but she did go online to let it be known that now that the case was reopened, she would be going this time.
This is why I haven't spoken on anything else regarding the case. As of yesterday, the case is officially reopened. I have talked to the DA, and we are going to proceed with everything and to make sure that he does not come home this time.
Facing fierce criticism and backlash, District Attorney Larry Krasner would address the issue during a press conference. He blamed the judge, the bail commissioner, and the entire bail system for Keon being released on bond while fighting his case. He alluded to the fact that Keon's ex-girlfriend probably didn't come to court because Keon was out on bond.
There's been some discussion about a prior case involving defendant Keon King, involving a different victim, a case that ended at the preliminary hearing. We requested $1 million bail, $1 million minus $1 bail, and we did not get it. We don't set bail, judges do. The bail was set at $200,000. Why? Well, probably because the commissioner who set the bail probably imagined that was enough to hold Keon King in custody. It wasn't. Keon King had access to a lot of money. And so he paid $20,000 bail almost immediately and was out of custody as a consequence of that, right? This is the problem with cash bail. This is what we've been talking about for a long time. What is the situation of a victim who has to go to court, a victim of domestic violence who has to go to court, knowing that the defendant will walk out the same door she came in? What is the situation? How likely is that victim to come to court if that victim knows that that victim is dealing with a profoundly dangerous, profoundly violent person?
She didn't come to court, and so the case was withdrawn. As happens, let me be clear, this is not something that is highly irregular. It'll happen probably 50 times today. It happens every day.
In the late night hours of October 17th, hours after Larry Krasner's press conference, police received another anonymous tip. It was from the same person that told them to look behind the school a few days prior. On this tip, the person told them to go back behind the school and check again. This time they gave them more specific details on where to find Kada. Police headed back to the school first thing in the morning. Not long after arriving, they indeed did find the body.
The new tip, it was go back, she's there, look again, and they did give more specific details in terms of where to look.
I won't get into the specifics. It was an anonymous tip that came in through our tip line, as we have been asking for. But it was very specific as to detailing us and directing us to a specific location, a very specific location that narrowed it down. Don't know who the tip is from, but grateful that the individual submitted the tip.
Police say a very specific tip led them to a shallow grave behind the abandoned Ada Lewis Middle School in East Germantown. It was there that investigators found those human remains. The discovery comes 2 weeks after 23-year-old Kada Scott disappeared and after police had already searched that area. But the tip led them to the shallow grave in a wooded area behind the school.
And the tip was very specific that led us back to this location here today, which you all know we were out here earlier in the week doing a little bit of a search. And so based on the investigative information, based on the investigation and what they were following up on that tip today, led us back to this area behind the school where it's a wooded area. I don't know if any of you have been back there, but it's a wooded area that goes beyond the school. And so we begin to go back into that area where we will locate a shallow grave after being able to remove some of the debris back there, able to locate the body of a human being. All indications at this point is that it's a female. We are not going to confirm at this point that it is Miss Kada Scott because that has to be done by the medical examiner's office. But we have been in communication with her family as to this process and the fact that we have recovered a human being. And so at this point, it's still a lot of work to be done. I'll be very candid that we can't answer but so many questions. We're not going to get into the investigation at this point because we want to make sure that all of the pieces to this are done correctly and that we don't put out information ahead of time because we want the people and the person that we have in custody and anybody else that may be involved in this, we want them held accountable to the highest degree of the law for what they have done. And so I just want that to be clear as to why we will not get into specific details.
So we are back in East Germantown. If you've been following the Kada Scott investigation, today is 2 weeks since she went missing. And we are back here at Ada Lewis Middle School, which has been abandoned for over a decade. And we got the update from police that they found human remains belonging to a female. They say these remains have only been here no longer than a week. Obviously, heartbreaking news for a lot of people to hear. And while police are not confirming that this is Kada Scott, they are obviously acknowledging the high possibility. So you can see that there still is a bit of a police presence, and all the way down the street here, Ardley Street, you can see there's a large group of people. So many people have been following this investigation. They've started to help even with the search. We heard there were over 40 people last night right in this neighborhood searching the grounds of the Arboretum, searching the grounds of this abandoned middle school. And, you know, there were a lot of emotions going on after police announced that they found human remains. So many people who are heartbroken for the family, so many people who are upset by the fact that, you know, remains were found now and not sooner.
Why did they lie to us and say that they searched this school thoroughly with special trained dogs and drones? Why did the dogs pick up this scent? The body wasn't that deep. I'm speaking on the behalf of the community. We need answers on why did y'all tell us y'all did a thorough search?
Listen, we can't be upset at that. I mean, that's emotion. If that was my family member or if I was someone I knew, I would have the same level of emotion. And listen, to be quite frank about it, the reason I go through the steps of what we have done is because not every community member, they don't know that we shut down the police academy to bring 300 recruits up here to go searching through an area. They don't know that. They don't know that we had teams of dogs from New Jersey State Police come into Philadelphia to help us in the search process. They don't know that. And so it's my job to make sure that I express that so they know that this police department, we took this case serious. We take every case serious. But the work that's been done to again, bring this to some conclusion. Is this the conclusion that we wanted? Absolutely not.
And police say now the medical examiner will need to confirm who this person is, the remains, who they belong to, and everything will kind of go according from there on.